Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference, first one of the year. MLS is back ahead of our game against Charlotte FC this Saturday. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get started in the room with Scott Cushing.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time. Welcome back. There's 1,000 questions we can throw at this. But in this case, talk a little bit about Charlotte this weekend. Home opener over there, upwards of 75,000, but no Swiderski. Give me your thoughts if you got any in this department.
A different team to what we've played before. Obviously, I was close with Christian Latanzio based on his history with the organisation. But I think from what we've seen in the Coachella tournament that we went to, the team will be slightly different. They'll be a little bit more direct under Dean Smith. A little bit more get the ball forwards quicker and play from there, which was probably not their style. So, we've had to do some real in-depth research on them, knowing they'll be different, but it'd be a real exciting occasion. We know any home opener is going to be, one, capacity, and two, a good atmosphere, because all of our fans have missed MLS. We have, so yeah, it's exciting. I think we know we're prepared. We know the challenge of MLS is that it's going to be difficult, but every game is difficult, and we've got to embrace that.
Roberto?
Coach, what did you learn about your team during this preseason?
They have a huge motivation in the team to get results. They have a real strong togetherness that has been built by them and developed over the preseason. That the ideas that we have collectively of how we want to be a better team has been applied really well. Their work ethic has been excellent, and that we're excited to start. It's been a really good preseason. I've been really proud of the staff in the preseason and really excited to see the team get going.
If I can follow up, I know the team didn't have any victories during preseason. I never give preseason, as far as results, any importance, but everybody's different with that. What is your view on results during preseason and how that affects the regular season?
I suppose it's how you look at it. We probably need 3 press conferences to go through how many teams we played, who we played, how many of the younger players we played, how many rosters we changed, why we gave up a result here, we played 120 minutes against most teams and we won all of them. So we can, it's very much, I think what you have to do is set your objectives out for pre-season, and we had real clear objectives for the first camp, and then we had different objectives based on what we'd achieved in Tampa going into Coachella and then moving on to Austin. And there's it's a sliding scale really of what you've got to achieve, and we're also reviewing it. And I think it's a hot debate: should you go and win every game, or should you make sure that you progress every player? And I think we're in a place where we feel every player is prepared to either play 90 minutes, come off the bench, or not even be selected but play their part for the group.
Back to the Zoom, we'll go with Oliver.
Hi, thank you. So we watch the games as members of the press, and we have our ideas as to what to look for. But where would you direct our attention? What should we be looking for in this opening game, and also out of this team and these players this season? What should we be watching for?
I hope we're an exciting team to watch. I hope we are a team that embodies all of the values that we have in our city here, which is, the hard work and togetherness and the real excitement that New York City brings. I think we've had a real in-depth conversation around who we want to be without the ball and who we want to be with the ball, and that's a team that attacks games. We maybe didn't attack games enough last year for many reasons, not for, we've moved from this, but I think a team that's on the front foot, a team that's attacking the opposition in every moment, and a team that wants to go and win football games.
Chris Campbell?
Hey, Coach. Just a question on the availability for Saturday. Can you talk about the availability for Agustino Ojeda, Jovan Mijatovic, as well as if there are any potential injuries that may affect the status for Saturday? Thanks.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, Maxi Morales is the only player that's injured. Everyone has got through training today. Agustin, I think, is available. I'm sure he's available. Jovan is still waiting for one more immigration visa thing, I think. But apart from that, everyone's available. We have a full squad. Everybody is available that was available in pre-season, and it's good to get. We're still waiting on Strahinja. It's good to get Augustine in. So hopefully we can get the next two in and can get them sort of registered and ready to play. But a lot of positives from the players that we've had, and it's only going to benefit us getting extras.
Andrew?
Hi, underneath the Bucks and River Blue here. I wanted to ask about how do you kind of use preseason predictions from outside pundits at all as internal motivation within the team, and how do you view sort of like a lot of the consensus of the sort of MLS punditry placing your team sort of at the bottom of the playoff spots for outside of the playoffs for 2024? Like, do you pay attention to that at all, or does that sort of influence sort of internal conversations at all?
I've just been on the road for 4.5 weeks. We went from Tampa to Coachella to Austin, Texas, with a whole group of players, and then I arrived home. You think my wife lets me watch MLS TV and read MLS? No chance. I have 3 children that I've been with, so I haven't read anything. I have the team in front of me, and we make our own predictions and set our own goals, and we go to Charlotte and we'll move forward from there. So people are going to make predictions, and people are going to base them based on previous seasons and what they believe other teams have done. For us, it's about just concentrating on the next game.
So do you think you're in a better spot now heading into the first game this year compared to where you were last year going into the first game? Like, do you feel more confident about like the goals that you had maybe set among the front office to reach this year and that you'll be able to reach them?
Do I believe we're in a better place this year based on last year? So I have Burke Risa, I have Andres Pereira, I have James Sands, I have Santiago Rodriguez, I have Agustin Ojeda, I have Hannes Wolf, I have Munsef Baccarat, I have Julian Fernandez, that I didn't have this time last year. 1,000,000% I think I'm in a better place than I was last year.
Justin?
Hi, Justin Egan, the outfield. One of the interesting position battles this preseason was at left wing, where a lot of the new additions may be pushing Talis Magno for some playing time. What's your evaluation of that battle? What's your message to Talis entering this season? What does he need to do to be in the 11?
I think my message to the team all the way through pre-season is that if the start of last season showed us anything, is that depth and balance of a roster is really, really important. And we feel we've built a roster this year that has the depth of players, that has a real balance of the blend of players that we want to be able to play the style that we feel is going to win us football games. And ultimately competition for places is the only thing that builds consistency and performance. So the message for Tales and for all the other players is, you have to be at the top of your game every day. You have to train with an incredible work ethic, and you have to make sure that you continue to perform and show a real willingness and a want to perform for the team, even if you play well, aren't involved, aren't in the what you perceive as the main training group. Is this is part of playing in a team sport, and alongside all of the highs and the lows, you have to be an incredible teammate. And the group has really embraced that and actually set their own standards. I think the leadership from Maxi Morales, even though he's not in the training group, from Thiago Martins wearing the captain's armband, and from the sort of leaders that are emerging in the group, James Sands, Keaton Parks, Burke Risa, Hannes Wolf, among others. I think one thing that pre-season has shown is that age hasn't been a limitation in the character and the leadership of all of our players. The group wants to be a real together group. It wants to really embrace the challenge of MLS and the challenge that everyone's going to put on us because we didn't make playoffs. I think for everybody, and there's going to be challenges. Having such a squad with depth is going to bring challenges to me and my staff, but that's the nature of our game and the nature of having a real challenging league like we have.
Michael?
Mike Cushing from Mike Andrew from Blue City Radio. I'm still getting used to the new format. You mentioned the depth and how much it's going to affect your lineups. And I'm curious to get your opinion on whether you think chemistry between the attacking three might force you to make, if you're going to make a change to one position, you might say, you know what, this is the right time to make a change to all three, because the players that are playing on a reserve have a built chemistry that you want to foster.
I think that, I think to sort of predict that is difficult, but I think the one thing that I can say is having the opportunity to do that is the thing that is really exciting to me, that we can make one change to improve the group with either somebody that is very similar in profile but maybe motivated to perform, or somebody that is different in profile. We have a blend of attacking players now, from Julian and Agustin, that are wide wingers that want to dribble and want to run in behind, to Hannes, Santi Rodriguez, Talas Magno, that are technical players that want the ball, can have the ball to feet, can play between the lines. And then having the likes of Jovan and Munsef and Andres, Jason, players that want to run in behind and attack space. I think one thing we've seen in pre-season, which we want to really stress, is the flexibility of how we attack. There are many areas that we need to improve in to score more goals, whether it be in established attack, in crossing moments, from attacking set play, and even when the opposition has the ball. I think the pleasing part of pre-season is that we scored a lot of goals from not having the ball, and really embracing our ability to go and be on the front foot and have an attacking mentality, even though the opposition has it. So we have the opportunity to pick a strong lineup, and then we have the ability to improve that within the game with 1, 2 or 3. So I think that's exciting for our fans.
Final one, Juan Carlos.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. Juan Carlos with the Heart Sports. Just wanted to know, how do you handle this new squad, knowing that there's experience and age a difference now? We have Julian Fernandez, Hannes Wolf, or around 22 to 25. How do you handle that as a coach, knowing that there is experience, but they're all kind of like a young squad, young team? Thanks.
Yeah, I said before, I think age is one thing, but I think character is another. And I think through the recruitment process, we looked at trying to add some real character to our group. I think Hannes has been an exceptional addition, great experience, played in one of the top 5 leagues in the world, a real physical profile, but also a real mature mentality, and that's only going to help us. And the likes of, Julian Fernandez is a young player, but if you sit with him and eat lunch with him or go drink coffee with him, you'll see he's a very mature guy. He has high ambitions, and he has a real mature view of the world and a view of how he wants his career and how he wants our team to play. So, managing the group is always complex when you have depth, but I think when you have real clear goals and a real clear aim and identity to who you want to be as a team, there's always a reference to how you should behave and the attitude you should have for staff and for players. If you want to be a winning team, you have to have a competitive squad, but also a real solid culture.
God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.